right when I have my coffee.
All right. Well, we are live.
So I don't have to be on here, right?
Right.
I can end this. Good morning, everyone.
Yes. Well, good morning, Grand Rising, we always say.
Yes. Grand Rising.
Yes. Well, we are certainly looking forward to an exciting conversation. And we have our co-host, Kareem Hamid, joining us. Yes. Yes. Wa alaikum salam. We have our guest with us today, Lady Dope, the fantastic Loren Humphreys, who has quite a lesson to teach us. One of the first lessons we must learn, and that is how to love and forgive ourselves. So we're going to have an opportunity to understand some very basics when it comes to how we go about forming relationships. You cannot form a healthy relationship with anyone unless you love yourself.
Absolutely.
So we'll take a look at that. So we want to welcome you to our show this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all for having me. I'm anxious for nothing, but I've definitely been excited for this opportunity.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. Well, we have a fantastic team of hosts, and on Wednesday, we've got a very wise co-host that joins us and a whole additional radio station, American Muslim 360, and our co-host Kareem Hamid is listening in. And so we have an opportunity to expand our global family and bring people such as yourself with wisdom to share. So thank you for coming to share your wisdom today. And of course, for those who would like a visual image, you can join us on our Female Solution Facebook page and also our Female Solution YouTube channel.
That's right.
Yes.
Female Solution YouTube page. You said Female Solution Facebook page? I didn't know you guys had that. Awesome.
Yes. So
yes.
On both.
For my Facebookers that are tuned in, check out the Female Solution.
Absolutely. Yes. Wonderful. You know, and I'm really grateful that we get an opportunity. We're grateful to be on so many multiple platforms, and this gives us so much of a chance to reach many different audiences and to also do the work that we do in transforming thought. That is our goal. That's always been the theme of this show, is to change the world from the way it is to the way it should be. And that means a world based in love. So, Loren, tell us a bit about you, because you have a show that comes on, and we want to make sure we get people to that show. But tell us about your show and what motivated you to start it.
Absolutely. Humpology. Humpology is simply a midweek show that I created, entitled myself. The title came from just basically the study of getting through Hump Day, which is Wednesday, which in my eyesight is the most influential day of the week. So it's just basically my study, my science of getting through Hump Day. It's often judged by the name Hump, but they forget I'm a Humphrey. What's my last name? So yes, I have 3 segments on the show. I have the boss behind the brand. It's basically when simply when I introduce a Black business and an entrepreneur, and we get to meet that boss and learn a little bit about their struggle to branding their business. And then I go into my segment when it's called the Hump Tip of the day. That's when I give out just some knowledge that helps me throughout the day, even if it's just simply making your bed up every day. That's a Hump Day life tip, and that's really helpful, because coming home to a made bed, you'd be surprised how much that just soothes you when you walk in. And lastly, I can't go nowhere without the entertainment segment. So whatever, from poetry artists to rappers to entrepreneurs to dancers, whatever entertainment field, I need it. Humpology is the platform for you to get it out there. And we are Wednesdays. And that's what we do, Humpology. I am Lady Low. And I told them I was going to be here.
All right now. I hope all you fans of Lady Low are listening in and watching in, because this is a time for you to get some good Humpology.
Yes.
Tell us what
it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I'm mostly just the goal I'm striving for is to engage people and let them know that self-love is required. Like, people don't love themselves. You can love everyone else for so much, and you'll feel empty, and you'll find yourself not even having love for you because you have given it all out. So I started to just do what makes me happy, and that's how I show myself that I love myself. And here, radio, TV, broadcasting, and Humpology are my babies outside of my babies. So this is what I like to do.
Wonderful. Well, good morning to Sheila Stamps, who's joining us on Facebook Live. Always appreciate your presence. Feel free to write in your comments, and we'll be glad to share them with our listening and viewing audience. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. And I'm here with our co-host, Kareem Hamid, and our American Muslim 360 family, and our wonderful guest, Loren Humphrey, Lady Low, host of Humpology.
Yes.
So now, what is it about the middle of the week that's difficult? I know it's kind of like halfway to Friday, but sometimes that's when you start to sort of feel depressed. What is it about that day in the middle of the week that you need to get over the hump?
Absolutely. It's the peak of it. It's the day where you have come too far to give up now. It's the mountaintop of the week. we only get 52 of them a chapter.
Yeah.
So take them, don't waste them. And time is so valuable, you can't buy your time back. So that Wednesday, that's nothing that's worth having comes easy. And if you're feeling that tiredness on that Wednesday, I'm here to help you say that's it. You're feeling it because you're working hard. So keep going, don't stop. That's all the peak of anything. When you get to the top, guess what? You like, but guess you came too far to give up now. So that's why Humpology comes into play, because you got a reason. You came all the way here, so keep it going. Don't stop. I like to break the week down. Like Monday, you get the assignment. You focus. You know what you have to do, and you have 4 more days left to get it done. Tuesday, you look and see what you need to complete the assignment. But by Wednesday, you done started putting your hands on that assignment and working on it. Thursday, you perfecting it because you're trying to make sure you don't got to touch it on Friday, because really, you could be on time. It could be ready. All of that's done on Thursday and Friday. Woo, you just waiting to drop it off and you go on, and that's why we enjoy our weekend. But just apply that to life with anything, and it's the same method. I promise you, if you think about it.
You procrastinate. Like when like you say, you have that Monday morning goal, you know what you have to get done for the week. If you get started on it Tuesday, you procrastinate and think, oh, I got time. And then by Wednesday, you start to get overwhelmed because you didn't get it started. And that's probably when people start to feel a little bit depressed, because you're still procrastinating, and you have time.
That's someone that definitely has no Humpology in their life. I'm just saying, we got to get it done. Only if it means, if it's valuable to you. Anything that you truly value, you're going to attend to it. You're not going to let it go by the wayside if it's important. And if you do, shame on you.
Well, I like to break it down in terms of, if you look at the whole, days of the week analogy, even into your lifespan. And let's say, how long are people living now today? Kareem, about 70 years, 60 years. Let's say
65. Yeah, let's say 65.
Say 65.
If we have to say something, because I'm trying to go 100.
Yeah, I'm shooting for 100 myself.
Amen.
If you know, And let's say you break that down into, say, maybe, 12-year spans or whatever. So the first 12 years is like your Monday. And, you start off, you've got a goal in life. By 12, of course, you've reached puberty.
Absolutely.
So, you have your identity of who you are.
And the opportunities have became broader. At 12, the opportunities have became broader.
Yes, yeah, you're about to enter high school and all that. So then the next 12 years, from 13 to 24, you're perfecting your adulthood. You're going through high school and college. So you started on that goal. And
Absolutely.
then that next 12 years, from 25 to 36, you really, that's kind of like your hump day. You should be, halfway there, where where you are, you're working.
I love it.
Skills,
yes.
And you're starting to establish your personal relationships. You're going to start building your family. But now, if you get to that point, that hump day, and you haven't quite solidified where you're going in life, you're still sort of floundering, you're going to start to feel like a failure. Because that's that kind of like that middle age point where you should have, the relationship that you're going to have, in which you're going to build your family. You should have your career goals together.
Not to cut you off.
And if you don't have that at that point, that's when you start to feel like, oh, I failed in life. So that's that hump day in life. That point where, and so what do you do if you're, say, mid 30s and still don't have a mate, still don't have a solid career or job? What do you do to get over the hump?
Certainly, I love this question. I want to piggyback because you said should a lot, should, and these are the whose expectations are these when you say should? Because timing for yourself in life, it's not your decision, and it's never too late. So for someone to say what should happen by the time you're 31, it's a judgment, and I'm not big on judgments. So I don't really see how people constantly tell people what they should have or what they should have. Things happen in life, and people go through things. Yes, the goal is that's what we want, and the expectations are set by the universe. But even if you don't meet those expectations, it's still not too late. You can still get over that hump. And depression comes, it's something you pray yourself out of. Yeah, it comes, but it's definitely something that you have to be able to fight, because that just because it's not a physical fight doesn't mean you're not battling it. So long as you don't let what comes to you discourage you, you'll be fine. You're not brought to anything that you won't be brought through, as long as you believe and you trust. So with that, it's just everybody's struggle just makes them stronger, what they have to go through, and what'll bring out the best in them, because what'll bring out the best in me simply might not be the same for the next person.
Right.
We simply just never give up. And if you get stuck in that mode, my number one result stuck in anything is prayer. I'm big on prayer. I'm a super prayer warrior. And I truly believe in manifestation. So when I get in those points, because I get in those points, being a mother of 3, single, and branding myself, this journey here, I've attempted 3 times, and now I'm officially media professional graduate at IMS, and I didn't give up. I came back for the 3rd time, and successfully I completed this course, and I'm interested in more. I don't like to say so that alone itself is a big it's a big step for me, because I was discouraged. I tried so many things, so many niches, and none of them made me happy. It was about money. None of them made me happy. And I stopped, and I just focused on me. And I'm getting way further. I'm building my brand, and it's all just coming divine and aligned because I put me first. So never give up. In that depression stage, do not give up.
I think that's a definite good point.
That is my Humpology life tip of the day. Do not give up.
Not give up. So Kareem, and our dear brother, he has just always gives us so much wisdom. Now, she made a great point about, I guess your Loren Humphrey made a great point about the expectations that the world, our society gives on the timeline that you should do things. And if you don't, often we're made to feel as if we have failed somehow. Do you think that we tend to put unfair expectations or timelines on when people should achieve certain things? And do we need to maybe change the expectation so that
generational curses?
Yes. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, expectations, if someone else they have started their clock on your life, that's an artificial clock for you.
Yeah.
To meet someone else's expectations. The clock is within each and every last one of us. You can set your own timeline. The freedom, that's freedom. To set your own timeline, your own efforts. I like how you had mentioned you drew from your name, Loren Humphrey. And you drew from the hump.
Thank you.
Yes, and listen how we speak of getting over the hump. Getting over the hump. And I'm grateful to hear you say that you definitely believe in prayer. That you believe in prayer.
Thank you.
Right. When in any endeavor, it takes effort. Usually it is an incline. It is an upward movement. And based upon the times of prayer, we begin our prayer with the day. There is not daylight.
Yes.
The daylight
or the dawn
has gone. We are in another day, and we begin that day with prayer, and that is the Isha prayer. Some people say, well, it's the last prayer of the day, but it is not. It is the first prayer. It's the first prayer of the new day. The day begins after sunset. Then
the next day begins after sunset.
Yeah. Then the next prayer is, we call it the Fajr prayer.
Right.
And Fajr has a connection to an opening.
Yes.
An opening.
The dawn.
Prayer.
Yeah.
Can he repeat? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. He's like going in and out. He said that it was the what prayer?
Your voice went out a little bit. He was naming the prayers, and the Muslims 5 daily prayers. The last prayer of the day after sunset is called Isha, and then the next prayer is at the before the dawn. It's called Fajr prayer, and that is where you start your prayer before the sun rises, before dawn. And it's kind of like starting the day. And of course you can hear the birds up too, because the birds, they get up and pray also, so if you ever get up before dawn, you'll hear the birds singing right before the sun rises. So they're in tune as well with the universe's rhythms.
I am moving toward time. Toward time. Almighty God has placed signs within and within ourselves. We have placed signs in the creed and even in the governing process. So I stopped at the Fajr prayer. So that is the next prayer after the Fajr prayer. And that prayer is performed just after the sun has left its zenith. Not when the sun is at its zenith, just after it has moved beyond its finger. Then there is another prayer called the Asr. Praise be to God. And Asr is it's translated from the word time. There's a whole chapter in the Quran called Asr, or time.
Time.
Time for ages. Now, we have over the hump. We're past the Zuhr.
Yes.
And we're at the midway of the completion. That is what the Fajr Prayer is saying. But you must get over the hump first. Now you can see success utilizing time.
Right.
Verily, time through the ages, human beings are at loss, except those that have faith, do righteous deeds, and join together in the mutual teaching of truth.
Yeah.
So that getting over the hump, having the fortitude to put forth the effort, and once you have achieved that, victory is well within sight. But don't procrastinate. Don't lay there in the bed and say, "Well,
that's right.
I'll do it tomorrow."
So we should use that in every facet of our life. Don't procrastinate. Just get up. Whatever your goals are, get busy with it, and you can set your own inner clock for achieving long-term goals. But we got to first get over the hump.
Yeah, that's a significant point. Well, you know, something else that Loren said that was very significant was the fact that it's never too late. I think people give up at a certain time, but my understanding that Ray Kroc, that kind of, he wasn't the founder of McDonald's, but he was the one who came up with that, I believe that system that they used that made it a world famous fast food place. I think he had failed at a number of, or not quite succeeded at a number of different ventures. And he was in his, I believe, late 60s when he actually got the McDonald's franchise. So it's never too late. I mean, he was at retirement age when he actually started a whole new career, which was his greatest success. So if we get to a point in life and we give up because we think, oh, well, you know, time has passed me by, you know, and I didn't achieve my goal, I guess this is where I'll be, then we've really done ourselves a disservice. And people are living longer now. We said, you know, hypothetically 65, but I know that long-term genes run in my family. I mean, my mother, she'll be a centenarian in another couple of years. I think all the women in our family live to be like 100 years old. So
blessings. I love it.
So that means, you know, you can't quit because you got a lot of, what are you going to do with all the rest of your time? Just sit there and say, oh, what was me? I didn't do what I intended to do by age 40. I guess I'm a failure. You know, you live another 60 years. So we have to look at time differently, I think, also.
Yes, I just was communicating with my friend last night, and I was letting him know, like,
right,
time, like, as much as you think it's yours, it's not. And you just have to cherish it, because you can't, no matter how much money you out here making, you can't buy that time. You're not going to find it on sale. Ain't nobody going to be able to throw you a little bit for a little bit. No. This time is given by God, and you have to cherish it and just work on perfecting yourself for him, because he's the only person that you should be worried about proving yourself to. And just stop trying to rush it. Patience is a virtue. It's just crazy. Like, you are really asking questions that are things I've been talking about this week. And timing is definitely one. Value your time. You can't get it back. Even pay attention to who feels that you aren't worth their time, because your time is very valuable. I had to learn that for myself. Like, some people just don't feel like you're worth their time, and take heed to that. That's important. That could very well be a sign. You could dodge a bullet. You never even know. So just time is big.
That's something I want to talk about. We got to take a break. I just looked at the clock and realized I'm a little past break time. We got to take a break. But when we come back, I want to talk about evaluating relationships And when perhaps something has past its time, when it is over, and perhaps you need to stop giving time to a relationship that isn't blossoming in a way that is going to be productive for you.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about when we come back. And if you're listening online and want to join this conversation, give us a call, 515-605-9325. And
Yes.
let us know you want to speak. And if you're on our switchboard, press 1 and we'll open your mic and get your thoughts. And if you're watching us live on Facebook, feel free to write in your comments. We'll share them with our listening and viewing audience. And we will be right back after this next break. So we want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back with Loren Humphrey, host of Humpology. And we'll be right back. So stay with us. Oh, where's my sound? Uh-oh.
And we build our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Delta Speak for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution. Monday, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit DeltaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Delta Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Delta Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening. Everything you need, what your body needs, is found in nature. So Tucson Essentials doesn't do it any other way. Tucson Essentials provides your employees and individuals access to over 20,000 nutritional products, and they are shipped direct to your door. Because Tucson Essentials is certified in plant-based healing, we're permitted to offer you the best nutritional supplements on the planet. They're non-GMO and sustainably produced, and we take the guesswork out for you. Let Tucson Essentials help you take control of your health today.
Oh man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Would you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
And we are back, and I apologize for those who may have had the sound go out on.
We're back in.
And we appreciate your patience as always. Our listening audience and viewing audience, they are just so loyal. They hang with us when we have technical difficulties, and sometimes people text me and let me know, oh, the sound went out or something. But I certainly appreciate those who keep us on our toes and stay with us as we bring our daily messages on the Female Solution. Well, today we have a special guest with us, Loren Humphrey, host of Humpology, giving us some Humpology tips for the day. And one of the things we've been talking about is the use of time. And are we properly planning and using time in a way that is productive for the goals that we've set for our lives? You know, a lot of times we are unrealistic about how long something should last. Sometimes we drag things on longer than they should be dragged on, and sometimes we don't take enough time for something. But I want to take a look at relationships, because usually, you know, in your earlier part of in life, you're not as mature, and you might choose people for some of the wrong reasons because they reflect the lack of maturity of, say, your teen years. You're looking for somebody who is popular. You know, you're looking for somebody that it might have a lot of material things when you're younger and you don't have the maturity to really assess character. And so you might select somebody for that early relationship while you're in that stage of immaturity, but that's not really the one that's suited for you as you mature into other stages of growth. And you might hold on to that earlier relationship longer than you should, believing that this is something that you should make last forever. So I want to take a look at that. And you know, Brother Kareem, as much as we talk about the importance of family and selecting someone who you can build with, sometimes the stages of growth that we're in when we have that first relationship, that is not the person with whom we should spend the rest of our time. But the society places so much stigma on ending a relationship with someone, particularly if you've gotten married, you've gotten children with them, you've started a life, but maybe there is an evolution that you have gone through, and this person who you selected earlier in life was not selected for the most mature reasons and is not really the best life partner for you to be with you for the rest of your time. So Loren, I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts? Really the best life partner?
I love how you said life partner, because I'm big on that word. That's low vocabulary. I like to say I have someone that I definitely don't mind trying forever with. already. So
Yeah,
for you to say life partner, thank you. Yes,
I think we have an echo. I'm not sure if you have another window open.
I don't know where it's at.
Let me see. Now, are you still on the switchboard?
There we go.
Okay, there we go. All right, there we go.
Yes, I said I love how the words you use when you said
Partner,
life partner, because I'm big on those words. I like to say forever. I do have someone that I'm definitely interested in trying forever with. However, timing is timing, and I can't force it. I can't make it be the time when it's ready. So you just have to be patient. And when you do put all that, how do I word it? Because it's nothing like wasted time, right?
Yeah, and that's a thought, because there's a difference between building a life with someone and using someone to build your own life.
Absolutely. And that you can't go in when you go into it with those expectations. That's when things fall short. You go into it with love. For one, love won't make it last any longer. People think it's money. People think it's what you do for someone. When all of that not fall short to what really holds you guys together, because love is going to make you do the things you do. Love is going to drive you to care the way you care. Love is going to provide is what waters the relationship. So they go hand in hand. It's like, what's a relationship without time and love?
Right.
Because if you don't have time to love, you won't have love at any time. So it's less like so I definitely feel that when you get into relationships and you go into them with the wrong expectations and think that it's all about, how do I word it? You think that it's all about, because like you said, you can't build with someone. And you don't want to build off someone. You want to build with someone.
Right.
So definitely you want to make sure that your partner has the same goals, same goals as you, same driven. What are they about? What are they on? And sometimes people are ahead of others, but you never know how valuable, how much you can help just by hearing them out. Or what is it that we need to do? Taking the time to show them that you love them. You will do the things that will flourish you guys within time.
Well, that's one of the things I think about when I think of how we set expectations for someone's life. And when you perhaps have spent time with someone and you might even have invested money in them, bought them things. And sometimes people feel like, I bought you, how dare you in this relationship? I bought you expensive things. How dare you leave me? I see that a lot. I see people become angry and violent even if someone leaves them after they have bought them something expensive. It's as if, I paid for you to stay with me. How dare you leave? So, Kareem, I know a lot of times men are kind of conditioned, and women, but mostly men, in terms of the idea of, I've invested money in this person and she used me because she left me after I spent all of this money on her. Is that an incorrect way of looking at things? Do we need to change the way we view establishing relationships? Not so much as, I spent time and money, therefore this should continue, or this person misused me by allowing me to spend all my time and money, and then they left me for someone else. I mean, that's a deep hurt that people have when they feel like they've invested time and money in someone, and it's supposed to manifest in a lifelong commitment, and sometimes it doesn't. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. The relationships are formed from inside out. From inside out. Now, reality.
It is what it is, isn't it?
I'm not going to act like that. But in reality, we all have heard the conversations concerning whether he's got this and he's got that, and he's well established, and he's got this and he's got that, and based upon that, I'll marry him.
Mm-hmm.
Or either I'll,
marrying the money.
And sometimes it don't even reach marriage.
Yes.
I'm gonna hook him.
Yes.
Now, these are realities. These are realities. But let me say one thing. Most men know it. They may ignore it. They may try to act like, oh, well, for real, she's really into me. Yeah, but you presented all of your assets, all of your material assets to her to lure her in. You know what you are using to somewhat captivate her.
Right.
And when that comes into a reality, now you're upset. Now you're upset. Why? Based upon the material that you supplied for her.
Mm.
But you knew, and I'm just, this is the kind of conversation I'm glad that we're going to have with men.
Yes.
That's why you showed her your bank account and all of this stuff. But the relationship is formed inside. It's an inside job. And no matter how long the relationship lasts, sometimes we grow at different pace and different levels.
Yes.
It's possible to outgrow where you began at. Now, and we hope that those relationships can be mended and they reach an amicable agreement. But if not, if they must separate, all of it wasn't bad. You enjoyed years of this person's life.
Right.
It wasn't all bad. And that's why y'all spent those years together. Treasure that. That's of great value. You enjoy, and in a lot of cases, we learn so much from each other. It's not a total waste. We can't buy people. We can't buy people. But the relationship starts from the inside out. The character of that person, their honesty, all of that. That's where the conversation must be had and the exploration must be had. But it is possible that we can. I'm not the same person now I was at 21, at 31,
right.
at 41. I'm not that same person. But allow people to grow. Do not hold them captive to the level that you encountered them in. The human being is designed to grow. Give them the freedom. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't call for separation. It doesn't. Respect where that person has evolved to.
Right.
If it's not something that is horrendous and intolerable, then support that. So we all grow, but it's an inside job, and we need to get rid of these what they call sugar daddies.
Well, a lot of times that's what it is.
And sugar babies and sugar mamas and stuff, right?
Yes. People, and some people know that they're buying love. Absolutely. I mean, some people know. I mean, if you're 70 years old and you've got this 25-year-old girlfriend and you're spending money on her, you know that relationship is based on, usually, and I won't generalize, but people know that they are buying time, buying love, buying whatever it is, because they knew if they didn't buy it, that person probably would not be attracted to them. So you have to be honest about what is your goal. And like you were saying, Loren, what are your goals, and what are you really working toward together? And is this really a match that is harmonious? We got a call on the line. I'm going to go to area code 773-737. Introduce yourself to our listening audience and give us your thoughts this morning.
Well, hallelujah, greetings, global transformer, missionary. This is Mama D.
Mama D.
Hey, Mama D.
Saturday.
Yes.
Glad to hear you.
You know, I think this conversation is always relevant because we really violate the sanctity of marriage when we go into these sugar daddies and sugar mamas and for the moment baby relationships. You know, there was a time when I'll be loving you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Not for just a moment. Not remember that, anybody?
Yes, I remember that.
Moment, but always. And then it trickled on down to for the moment, baby. From your moment. And this momentary marriage and momentary relationship just will not last because they have no substance to it. And when you see the waywardness of our children, you see what happens when there's no marriage, but there's been some baby making. And the mom is out 24 doing her career thing, and the daddy is absent, and the child is left there to fend for himself. And when the children can't feel the warmth from the village, I mean, they burn it down to feel the warmth. And what's happening, look at our children, look at what they're doing. They have no reach. No one has taught them how to love. I was in traffic court, and I've said this before, that a judge said all the problems of the world exist because someone was not taught how to love. Maybe they were taught, but they did not learn the lesson, because you wouldn't be out here hijacking people. And I mean, now the new thing popping up in the back with a stun gun before you take their cars. If you don't teach your child how to love and especially respect the one with the woolly hair and brass-colored feet to match his brass-colored face, the hero in that Black History Bible book, then you are raising violence into the world. And women are doing this with their disrespect for life. They bring forth life and they don't have any respect for it. So where does the respect for life come from? It's not coming from anywhere. And that is our problem.
I think
women
there's
cannot do all the things that men can do and have babies too.
Period.
So there has to be, in my observation, there has to be a setting of goals for your life. As Loren talks about, you start in the beginning, just like you start at the beginning of the week with goals for the week. You have to start out early in life.
Absolutely.
With a goal of who you're going to become, who you intend to evolve into. And that has to be what shapes your path and even guides some of your decisions. And because we don't tend to have people that help us in that process, we go through a lot of trial and error, and even sometimes get involved with people who themselves don't know where they're going. So you can't go on a journey together if neither of you know where you're going. It's like, have you ever been in a car with somebody and nobody has a map and you keep taking wrong turns. Neither of you know where you're going. It could be a great ride, but at the end of the destination, where are you?
You have to be bold. You have to be bold. Communication. Communication is so big in relationships.
Yes.
Being that I lost my mom at an early age, I lost my mom at 9. Love is something that I've been seeking for a long, long time, and I had to really come into the space where he's going to give me people. I don't have to go looking for them and seeking. Right. He gives me everyone that I need because he knew what was going to happen to me before it happened. And he prepared me for this when I wasn't prepared for myself. So definitely communication and letting people know. Yes. Letting people know about letting your partner know about your idea. Even if you feel like it's dumb, it's a way. Like if it's on you and you guys communicate, you're going to figure it out. Like you're there. That's what you're there for. You're that extra push. You're that comfort. That's like your lifetime forever friend. Like I said, it's trying forever.
Right.
When people have people that they wouldn't mind trying forever with, it takes a toll on what you're really saying, because you can say you want to be with somebody. Yeah, I want to be with them. I want to be with them. I want to be with this person. Or I want to be with this person. But trying forever, that sounds a lot different, right? You want to try forever with them, and I'm bold and I'm strong with that. And I can say that to a guy and they'll be turned off. Because but when you say when a female say they want to marry you, you turned off too, right? You confused, right? You could think about that, but just forever, because you're getting a new chance at life with marriage. Like this is a best friend, right? A life partner, exactly.
We're gonna take another break. Yeah. Well, hold that thought, Mama D. We're gonna take a break. Hold that thought, Mama D.
Thank you. Yes.
And come right back and deal with that, because sometimes in this society, and I'm seeing that a lot, and I don't know if it's because people have seen hurtful things in their parents' marriages, but there's a fear when someone says marriage and forever. There's a fear of what are they fearing? Are they fearing being chained to someone and they can't leave, or what is it? And Brother Kareem, maybe you can help us with this. What is the fear that is happening, and how do we undo that fear of working with someone toward your life goals as a life partner?
Mm-hmm.
Back after this quick break, and if you're listening online and want to join this conversation, give us a call, 515-605-9325, and press 1 so we know you have something to say. If you're on our switchboard now, Brother Green, let us know if you've got somebody on your switchboard, and those who are on the Female Solution switchboard, press 1 now. I believe our guest has to leave us at 8:30, so we want to make sure you get a chance to speak to her before she has to go. And we'll be right back after this next break, so stay with us.
Oh man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456. worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. Take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to zeldaspeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspeaks.com. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts. On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platform to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channel, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insight, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to OnAirEverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, along with our co-host Kareem Hamid and our American Muslim 360 family. And we're talking to our guest, Loren Humphrey, host of Humpology. And you can hear her. Tell us about your show, Loren, and where people can tune in, how they can tune in and hear you every week. Oh, you're on mute. Check your mute.
No problem. Hey, world. I'm Lauren Michelle, Brandon as Lady Low, and I have a midweek show entitled Humpology, which is basically my science of getting through Hump Day. The name came from my last name. And here is a platform where we talk about the boss behind the brand. We talk about some entertainment going on where you can come and show it off. And we also give my Hump Day life tip. A lot of people want to know what Hump Humpology is, and it's the science of getting through Hump Day, which is the most influential day of the week to myself. So basically, I just don't want you to give up. It's one of those pushers. It's a week pusher. So make sure you guys tune in. Black Wall Street is my YouTube channel where I'm located. I have several shows on there to be exact. Student Showcase, IMS brand based brand show. I'm the host there, and then I'm also a co-host on a panel, Black Wall Street, hosted by Boss Lady Plus Two, and great things go on there. We have great guests. We do great conversations, great topics. It's a great movement, and it's Black Wall Street revamped. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share the Black Wall Street channel on YouTube because it's a network, and that's where you'll find Lady Love.
Okay, so we go to YouTube and then go to Black Wall Street. Is that all one word?
Yes, Black Wall Street, to be exact. You're all right. Thank you so much, Naima. I just want to tell you, thank you. Your divine timing, alignment. I met you at a great time in life, and I'm so grateful for that.
Oh, absolutely. All things happen in divine order. So
yes, you are truly a motivator.
Well, I'm grateful to have met you. Your youthful energy is so uplifting, and that's what the world needs more of.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, I look at a lot of what has changed in terms of young women feeling empowered to go ahead and start their lives when it's time. I would say maybe the generation before me were kind of geared to think that you organized your life so that somewhere in your early 20s, you were supposed to get married and start a family. And if you didn't, then somehow you had missed your time. I mean, even certain phrases like old maid. Oh, she's an old maid. She's 30 and not married, 40 and not married. Oh, she's an old maid, 50 and not married. Well, I have a cousin who got married, and I think she was 50 when she got married, and she's happy, but that was the right time for her. But there was a time when we would really be pushed into trying to hook somebody, marriage, at a certain time in our lives. And I guess it was maybe according to a biological clock. Okay, I should be having babies by, 22, 23 years old or something like that. Whatever the thought was, we did this, and this was part of the culture. And so much of it made women feel that if they weren't married at a certain time, no matter what else they had achieved, master's degree, successful business, but you don't have a husband, you are a failure, and there's a lot of it is still, in a lot of cultures around the world, it's still kind of an idea that's being pushed. But I think it is emotionally unhealthy because it causes us to seek people for the wrong reasons and often seek the wrong people instead of us focusing on developing who we're becoming and letting that life partner evolve naturally because of common interests. We get focused on finding somebody because society says this is the
supposed to happen.
So what are your thoughts about that? How do we change the thinking, and even and Kareem, I'm going to ask you about even how men are kind of socialized.
I thought you were going to get that.
Yeah. So Mama D, tell us a bit about, because I know you're of that generation where that was the thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll hear from Loren in terms of maybe what is the new thought now.
Right. Well, there's a program on WBON coming on every night, and they are dealing with today's woman, and they're finding out that once marriage was your most important relationship because it has to do with family life. And even though they can go into freezing eggs and all that kind of stuff, it was just, I guess, known that you get married and you start your family early. And then if you wanted to go into a career later on, because children needed more than just some food and clothes. They needed to be trained, and they needed to be raised, and they and they're saying, hey, I was married to my career, and now that I'm 40 plus years old, I want companionship. It doesn't fulfill me to have all these trophies that I can look around and say I really made it, and they are just pouring their hearts out. That's not getting it, because at the end of the day, all this success that they have means nothing without somebody to share it with. And it's a very interesting program, because and then after 45 years of age, you're in that grandmother category. And a lot of men that are in that category, they want children. They want to be a father. And here it is. Yes, you still have children if you still have a menstrual cycle, but then these children are high risk for Down syndrome, they're high risk for autism and other kind of things, because your age that you passed, that you were 11 or 12 years old, are very like the other parts of your body. A lot of it is going south. Natural aging process. So this is what these young women of today are saying, and because we just knew that marriage, whatever profession you went into, the profession of motherhood was your most important.
Well, you know, Mama D.
She didn't know.
But what you have to realize is you coordinate woman, but you marry a family.
You could dump it out on her bed. It was like 2 face racks up in there.
Well, you know, this is one of the. Well, you know, Mama D, this is one of the things that I think. This is one of the things I think that, as we talk about, you have to talk about it with the person that you're with, because so much of what our expectation is that one person's goal, the male's goal, should be to achieve whatever it is he's going to achieve, and our goal should be to have children. Which, in fact, now we're seeing things differently. We're seeing in terms of co-parenting. We're both raising the children, and we're both developing ourselves.
Give me one so I could cut it.
Who are giving some type of service to society. So the shape of the family is changing, in the sense that it's not just one person who does all the parenting and the other person works outside the home. I think that's the evolution that we're seeing. But it has to be taught. It has to be taught.
That's not best for the child. That's best for you. But that's not best for the child. But it's the best for the child is to have both parents in that one household. But
yeah.
Is about opting to be mothers, but not opting to be married. And their child is missing out because they are biologically made with father and mother chromosomes.
Well, hold that thought, Mama D, because we got another call on the line, and I know our guest. Hold that thought, Mama D. We got another call on the line, and I know our guest has to leave in the next few minutes. I want to make sure they get whatever question they have. Area code 708-674. Introduce yourself to our listening and viewing audience and give us your thoughts. Area code 708-674. Your mic is open. Area code 708-674. Okay, we're gonna come back to you. Okay, so Loren, I mean, Mama D makes a point that a lot of people in a certain generation feel, but I know that our family structure is evolving, and rather than women expected to not focus on careers until they've raised their children, now women are deciding, look, I want to be a radio announcer, I want to be a truck driver, I want to be whatever it is I want to be. I want to be a school teacher, I want to be a chemist, whatever they want to be, they're choosing to do that. And the idea is somewhere along the way, I may find that life partner, but I'm not going to wait to find the life partner before I start my life.
Absolutely.
Now, the way that, and in my opinion, the way that relationship works best is that if both people are taught parenting skills so that they can both be parents in the house. I mean, if a mother's going to have a job outside the home, the father needs to also know how to change a diaper or to wash dishes or, how to cook a meal. Both parents have to know homemaking and parenting skills as opposed to just the female knowing them and the male only knowing how to do his, outside work. And the relationships that I've seen work are when both parents have been taught those skills. But if the men are not taught, that this is part of your relationship. Once you have children, you also are going to assist because she's also going to be working. Unless that's taught, then those relationships often clash. So what has been your observation and experience with males of your generation being prepared for that kind of a life partnership where they have both parenting skills as well as working their careers outside the home?
I have a strong opinion of being a single parent. It definitely comes from what they have learned at home. I would go with my oldest. Her father wasn't ready to be a parent when I was ready to be a parent. And here we are today, 5 children in, and I think he just received the parenting memo at the 5th child. And I don't judge him for that. It's just he wasn't ready. So it's definitely what's instilled at home. My 9-year-old son, his father isn't with him on a daily basis at all. He's incarcerated half of my son's life thus far. So my son knows how to change my 2-year-old's pamper. My son knows how to keep an eye on his sister. So it's definitely what I'm instilling in him because, yeah, son, you can be a stay-at-home dad. And these are simple things that he has to learn. And I'm not teaching him to be a parent, but I'm teaching him survival tips because anything can happen. I don't like to, what did you say? To double back on what you had just said. What did you say? And I was going to say something about it. What's a man's role and a female's role? I'm big on the roles, the quote unquote roles that are assigned in life, because I don't expect my 9-year-old to wash dishes and I don't expect my 15-year-old to take out the garbage because I have a son and because I have a daughter. However, he's not excluded from washing the dishes and she's not excluded from taking out the garbage, because as females and male, there's things that we have to do for survival mode. These are not just teaching them to be parents or to be adults. These are teaching them survival tips. Taking out garbage, you'll be surprised how many children don't take out their garbage. They don't even know that having a garbage in your room is a luxury. They miss it because it's things that aren't instilled in you as a child. Parents are so focused on what to look at, what the next mother is looking at, as opposed to them worried about what they've taught their child. They rather value what you think about them as opposed to valuing what they're pouring into their children. And that's terrible these days. So I don't ever put things that are just for women and just for men in a category. And definitely I wouldn't wait, because I can't wait for my life partner to begin my career. I can't do that. And yeah, you can notice I won't do it. Not that I can't, I won't. There's no room for it. And to even notice that, I lost my train of thought.
Well, I think a lot of the philosophy of, a woman can start her career, but then as soon as she gets married, okay, then her life stops, and then his continues, but hers stops. And if she continues it, then she's being selfish. I think that's been a mindset. And I would like to see us evolve out of that mindset. But we can only do that if both people are prepared with, as you say, those survival skills, those child rearing and protection skills, those child shaping skills, those household management skills. If both adults are given those skills.
And they're not these days. Parents aren't teaching them. The parents are getting younger.
Yeah.
My teachers are now my daughter's teachers. So we're at that. We're at that.
Yes.
At that mark. So the teachers are younger. The teachers are in competition with the children. The children are very advanced. The music does the most.
Yeah.
It's a heavy influencer.
Not ready to know.
So you definitely have to see. It's about communication and love, communication, and time are what will help you be a great what's the word? Just a parent. You're your kid's role model regardless. And if you lose that title, that's you and personal, because I believe that. And my goal every day is to make sure that I never not motivating my children, or I'm never not who they look up to. Yeah, my children see me go through a lot, and they watch me make something out of nothing, and they see me not give up. So I definitely build, and they think it's only for me, and they don't even know, like, it's them. They're the motivation. They're the chargers here.
Right. Well, I know you have to get ready to exit and take them
to school.
Yes. One last word before you go. What word of advice would you give to someone who's in the position that you're in? Perhaps, parenting, working your career, and, wanting to connect with that person who would be that life partner. What should they look for if they're expecting somebody that's going to be harmonious with the rest of their life path?
You definitely should look for you in you, for one. Always look for you in you, because without yourself, you won't be anything for anyone else. Your life partner, your children, your job, you won't be fruitful. Keep God first with everything, and always know that it's bigger than you. It's never about you. It's always about the next person. It's never about you. And it might sound like it's contradicting, but no. When you're putting yourself first, you're taking care of you. And when you're doing for others, you're taking care of what he created you here to do. So just make sure you keep those things in mind, and I promise you, the light will start to shine. Because it might seem dark for a little while, but the light comes on and shines.
The light comes on and shines.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
I thank you so much for having me. Yes. I miss you so many more hearts and ears to touch. And keep doing what you do. You are so beautiful. This was an awesome experience.
And our Monday morning host Zelda says, "Grand Rising, beautiful queen sisters."
Yes, Grand Rising. I thank you so much. Are people able to go back and watch this on the Facebook page?
Yes, they are. They can go back and listen on our Blog Talk channel. They can go back and watch it on our Facebook page. It's all in the archives. And Gloria Miller says, "Love yourself in the back of the bus where the driver
can't see you." Period. Because Rosa did on the front. On the front of the bus, on the back of the bus, outside the bus, waiting on the bus.
Love yourself.
Yes. I went to check out my social media and my contact info one more time, if you don't mind.
Yes, this is great. We are grateful for your time and your valuable sharing. In a nutshell, do not be afraid of struggle. Do not be afraid of struggle.
Do not be afraid of struggle.
Get over the hump.
Get over the hump. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. And give us your social media information again so we can put it on the screen.
Yes, I'm definitely located on Google. Chicago Lady Low is the keyword for that. However, Facebook, I am Loren Michelle. And Instagram, I am Lady Low from the go _ after every word. That's Lady with an I, never a Y. And then like, subscribe, and share Black Wall Street channel, guys, because we are on the rise. And that's where you can find me, Lady Low.
Okay, and that's Lady Low on Facebook as well?
Yes, Loren Michelle.
Oh, Loren Michelle. Okay.
Correct. LOREN MICHELLE. You guys should see Lady Low in quotations.
Okay, and then on and what was the other one? You
Instagram. It's Lady Low from the go, but it's _ after every word, and that's Lady with the I, never a Y.
Lady Low on oops. On _
So that's LADI _ LO _ FROM _ THE _ GO.
Is that it?
From, not on. And Lady with an I.
Lady with an I. Says I got it right. Google. They can Google Chicago Lady Low. On Facebook, they can look at Loren Michelle, and Instagram, Lady _ Low _ on _ the _ go. Is that it?
No, it's no on.
Oh,
it's from.
Oh, from.
And then it's Lady LADI, no Y. Google. But if you on Google, once you type in Lady Chicago Lady Low from the go, it'll take you to everything, like anything listed with me, even the stuff I never want people to see.
From the go. All right.
That is me.
All right, I've got it right now.
Let me see your phone.
All right. Okay, is that it?
Yes.
All right, we got it. So yes, if you
bring your phone, hurry up.
Get with Lady Low, you can go to Google and Google Chicago Lady Low. That's with an I, Lady. And then Facebook, Loren Michelle, LOREN MICHELLE, and Instagram, Lady _ Low _ from _ the _ go. Lady Low from the go. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We're going to take our last break and come right back and take a look at what we learned today and what we should possibly be teaching this next generation so that we can get over the hump. All right. Thanks so much. Look forward to having you back real soon. And
thank you for the invitation. And to all you beautiful women here and you too, sir, have a great day. And I appreciate this. This is everything. Y'all just don't know.
Well, all right. It's been fun. Well, get those children to school and
yes, we are out of here now.
See you soon, and we'll be right back after this quick break. So stay with us. All righty.
Executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts, On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the Internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world for using their internet platform to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'll call you in about 30 minutes. I'm home now.
I can't get to you.
Okay, no problem.
My phone messed up. I'm gonna get to you before this week is out, right?
That'll be fine. Talk to you then.
Okay.
Print, share information, insight, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to onaireverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world. Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/TheMediaConnectionTV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable list.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm your host, Naima Latif, along with our co-host, Kareem Hamid, and our American Muslim 360 family listening in. And we have enjoyed our guests today, Loren, Michelle, Humphrey, host of Humpology, giving us some insight about love, forgiveness, and time. The time we spend with others, and what are we expecting during that time? Well, during the time that we're raising our children, they're watching us, they're learning from us, and they're imitating us. So what is it that we want them to learn? This is an opportunity for us to create the world as we would like it to be. And we are moving toward more equal understanding, responsibility, respect, and compassion. So what does that look like? And how do we raise children to prepare them for the relationships that will be kind, loving, and nurturing for the next generation of children, so that they can create a world where people will live together in peace? We say that all the time here. But what does that look like in terms of what we're teaching our children to look for and to become themselves? So, Brother Kareem, we've got a few callers on the line I'm going to go to, and then we'll take a look at what should we be showing our sons and daughters in the households that they're growing up in, so that they understand the process of finding that life partner and building a life with someone and enhancing their own spiritual growth in that process. Let's go to area code 708-674. Are you with us yet? 708-674? Or why? I don't think they're ready yet. Okay, let's go to area code 314-833. Grand Rising. Introduce yourself to our listening audience and give us your words of wisdom today. Area code 314. You with us? Okay. Walaikum salam.
Yes, Mark Shahi from the STL, the gateway city of St. Louis and the Show Me State of Missouri. I want to say Alhamdulillah, which means the praise and the thanks belongs to God first and foremost. I've been tuned in from the very beginning. Excellent guest that you had on, Sister Humphrey.
Yeah.
And been enjoying the excellent commentary that's been coming forth on the female solution and listening in. You know, one of the things that came to my mind was the 3 L's. And I learned this quite a few years ago, the 3 L's: love, learn, and live. And it was that if man would love to learn how to live, then he would be able to live to learn how to love.
Love that. Yeah.
Very, very important, because we need to have the guidance of God in our life. And we also should recognize that out of the creation, that the Creator created a social nature in the human being, social nature. I really love what Mama D came on with, and she listened to this program. But sometimes we unconsciously forget about the social nature and the social life that the Creator wants to have. And He has His own time clock. We talk about a time clock. But the Creator has a time clock for His creation. And so when we live our life, when we make decisions, we have to strive to be in accordance with the Creator's time clock. You see, even when children come into pubescence and puberty, for some of us, we think, oh, this is too early. This is too early. And then there's a time whereas that time clock is shut off in terms of actually producing and having families. So that's why I say I really love with Mama D, and I hope that those comments that she made didn't go over our head, because the Creator has a time clock for His creation, including His human creation. This is very, very important. And then the prioritization that we place in our life, so we can have the whole life, the full life, the rewarding life, that's in accordance with God's will and His plan is for His human creation. I just want to say that first and foremost, and hopefully this initiate thought in our mind, in our decision making, to try to understand what God's will and plan is, and the free will that we have to choose that we want to be in accordance with that will and plan. I also would like to invite those who listen in, Female Solution, and also AM 360 Radio, to please tune into the sister station, IWDM Radio. Naima and Kareem, I'm still on that journey in terms of the parenting and family reconstruction learning lab that will air tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time, with Dr. Patricia Salahuddin, but Nigel Abdul Tawab will be the first Wednesday, and we are on the 20th or the 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, which is teachability. Very, very important quality to grow up in our children, to always remain teachable, and all will be put in the the MGM Roundtable special guest, William Kareem, and those who have been in the community for a long time. He was one of the first of a singing group under the leadership of Imam W.D. Muhammad. The Propagators will be my special guest tonight. And tomorrow night, the Courtship and Marriage Learning Lab with Quran Shakir, the Jewel of the South, the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, will be on. And I will be traveling, so I won't be on tomorrow. But Quran Shakir will be there, and the special guest facilitator will be Imam Nazim Pasha. And they will begin on talking about intimacy out of the outstanding publication by Akila Nafisa Rashid and her publication, Muslim Marriage Makeover, Modeling Muhammad the Prophet in Making Waves in Your Marriage with the Ripple Effect. And Naima, this is a unique publication, and that she uses the word ripple, which consists of 6 letters, and each one of those letters are principles. And so they'll be completing tonight the one on respect, and the I stands for intimacy, which will begin tonight, tomorrow night, I should say. And then the first P is partnership. The next P is peace. And the L, of course, is what you've been talking about today, is love. And the E is equality. And the uniqueness of this publication, that under each one of those principles, there are chapters. And she uses the Quran as a foundation.
Oh, I think that is wonderful.
As a foundation.
I think that is very important.
Call in 714-816-4673. Once again, 714-816-4673. We'd love for you to join us, and those learning labs are very informational education, as you're well aware.
Well, I definitely like that.
Inception. So we ask you to tune in and listen in and bring your pen and pad.
Well, thank you so much for that, Brother Mark. We appreciate that so much, and I definitely love what Ripple stands for. Now, those are the principles that we are saying are necessary for a successful life partnership. The question is, how do we teach those principles and demonstrate them so that people know what it looks like to be respected? They know what it looks like to be loved. They know what equality looks like. I mean, these are principles that you have to see it in order to be it. And that's one of the things that we have to be able to learn from. If it wasn't demonstrated in our household, we have to find some place where we can see what it looks like, because that's the challenge that we have, creating those principles in our relationships. So thank you so much for what you do as a teacher, and we're looking forward to tuning in.
Thank you so much, you and Kareem, for the Female Solution production. Has been going on for years, and some very thought-provoking topics that have been produced on there. A lot of great information and education over the years. I'm very appreciative of any production that's helping to progress us as human beings and in our relationships. So thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much.
That you do tune in to IWDM tonight for the parenting and the family reconstruction learning lab.
And that's
where it all begins.
Right. And that's
social institution.
Yeah.
That's the family life.
Right. Now that's Central Time, right? Mark, that's
once again, may Allah continue to bless all of us richly. May God's peace be with you now and always. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. And I believe that's Central Time that he's speaking of, 7 p.m. Central Time. For those who are on other time zones, that's Central Time. So adjust your time to whatever time it is, Central Time.
Yeah, it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 6
6 p.m.
p.m.
Central, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Standard Time zone. It'll be 6 p.m. tonight.
Okay.
And those out on the West Coast, it'll be 4 p.m. Pacific Coast time. So
all right.
That way, some people don't translate those time zones.
Right.
Well, so,
yeah. So just so you know,
thank you so
4
much.
Pacific, 6 Central, and 7 Eastern. And if you're Mountain Time, it'll be 5 p.m. So, we want to make sure you don't miss
it. In the mountain time zone. That's
absolutely. But thank you so much, Brother Mark. Well, when we look at it, everybody is striving to teach us better communication so we can really talk about the things that affect our life choices. And our sister Zelda says we're keeping it real. Thank you so much. And we're here as we sit doing that higher learning hip roll. Yes, we are. But we're going to be continuing the men only discussions every fourth Wednesday of the month, hosted by Kareem Hamid here on the Female Solution. And we, the women, we're going to silently listen as they address various topics that affect their perceptions, their experiences. And then in the half hour afterwards, we'll have an after show, just like we have every Monday. We'll have an after show with the ladies to examine what we heard. We're not going to interfere with their conversation. We're going to be absent as far as they're concerned, so they can have that private conversation with each other and really be truthful. And those are some of the most popular shows, and definitely I'm sure were very effective for men who don't have a forum where they can talk to other men honestly, because men are always encouraged to not show emotion, to not talk about feelings, to feel nothing. And yet many men have told me that when they go through a breakup, it's so devastating. Sometimes they just don't recover emotionally ever, and they can just lose everything, lose the drive to strive, the will to live, everything. Health goes down, and they end up homeless. I mean, just devastated. So we want our life partnerships to be mutually helpful to both parties, because we're here on earth to evolve spiritually into the loving beings we were designed to be. And a partner in that process is one that is agreeing to assist us and be supportive of our growth, and work with us and stay with us as we work toward removing whatever faults and shortcomings we have. So are we teaching that this is the purpose of our union? Or are we teaching find somebody who can pay for everything you want, or find somebody who's just a great sex partner, or, find somebody who's cute? Are we really helping our children understand you're looking for a soulmate, somebody who's going to be supportive of your soul's growth? So what are your thoughts on that, Brother Kareem? Is there a way to teach that to males and females as they are growing up, so that when they get to the point in their development where they're ready to find a partnership that is harmonious, they know the right purpose? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Let me define the idea of success in the female and male relationship. Success is when those two souls, those two individuals, can produce another soul and nurture that soul to be a God-conscious, mannerable entity. A God-conscious that have excellent manners and moral character. That is the goal. That is success. There is an innate desire Almighty God has placed within us as human beings. And one of the strongest emotions is love. There is an innate desire within us, not just to be loved. We all can identify with that. But there is a desire that's innate within us to love someone, to love someone. And that is not achieved from an external process. I can't look at a glass and say, I'm going to love that glass. Allah says He placed love and mercy between you. So it is something that we can't orchestrate. It just happens. And when you love something, you give the best of yourself to that. And you care about the well-being of another person.
Yeah.
Those are the essential ingredients for having a successful human experience. 90 seconds. I'll stop right there, my sister. And we, as seniors are getting married and getting divorced.
Yes.
That means that we have not learned, that we have been under the construct of an artificial way of thinking.
Yes.
That is why they are introducing the idea of artificial intelligence. So we are working to deconstruct that artificial way of thinking and present 60 seconds that God has designed for us. Thank you, Naima.
That's the challenge.
Wonderful, yes, wonderful commentary. And I always look forward with accompanying you on the female solution. Alhamdulillah. We thank Almighty God for you and us.
Well, we thank you so much for always giving your wisdom and insight. And we thank all of you who listened in and joined in this conversation and added your thoughts. Thank you to our guest, Loren Humphrey. Listen to her on Humpology, as she, of course, gives some tips on surviving and getting over the hump. I'm Naima Latif, and join us tomorrow as we come back again with Dr. Debbie and Soulful Solutions. We'll see you then.
Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakkur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.